Welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan, and last night, Friday, February the 11th, 2022, I achieved 1,000 subscriber status on YouTube. So I don't even know what to do now, but anyways, I guess there's something I got to do, but I'll figure that out in the next couple days. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. Obviously, you're the people I owe thanks to, because you're the ones that pushed the subscribe button and got me to where I am today. And I guess a special thanks to Lou Ferrigno, what's the other guy's name? Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal of Iron Horse Garage. They gave me a shout out quite a while back. Actually, I was in the 200s at the time, and I gained about 100 subscribers right away from that. So that was a nice little boost. And then Kyle at Carter's Auto Restyling. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you giving me a little boost there. I think he mentioned me on one of his videos, and I went from I don't know what the count was at the time, but I gained about 200 subs for that little mention. So, and I guess I might have to go back a little further, and I don't know the guy's name, but the channel is called Cold War Motors, and they mentioned Kyle's channel on their channel, and he gained about 4,000 subs out of that, because Cold War Motors is a pretty well established channel on YouTube. So thank you, Cold War Motors, as well. Just kind of a trickle down effect. So anyways, and then there's some other people that I'd like to thank also. And I don't know the guy's name either. Andy, I guess. Andy's Doghouse. He always watches my videos and comments. And Alvin at Jameson's Repair Shop. He always watches my videos. He comments on my videos a lot. Who else? I don't want to offend anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I think Iron Horse Garage, they're pretty they've been pretty regular commenters. Like I said, Andy and then Alvin. So looking forward to providing some content. I've been greatly encouraged. And I guess I get paid now. I don't know. I guess if I get enough hours, I'll get a little bit of money. So that's nice. It'll, it's making these videos is pretty time consuming. So, but I enjoy it. So I'll keep doing it, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. If anybody has any suggestions, I might listen. But I'm just going to keep. Basically, I'm just showing you what I do. And today, it's not going to be any metal shaping. Probably seen this truck in the background here if you watched my video on the 406. There it is. There, it's a boat anchor. I'm just prepping this motor here to go in the truck. Just in the meantime, we might build another motor for it down the road, but right now he's the guy that owns the truck's kind of over it. He just wants to make it so he can drive it. Doesn't want to spend a whole pile of money on it right now. So I just been the other day I went looking for my ring compressor, and I know it's somewhere on the property. I guess about 6 years ago we moved here, and I wasn't doing anything with that kind of stuff up until last year. I got going in the shop here, and actually this year, no, it was last year, pretty much this time last year. And I've seen that. I've got a box somewhere. I've got a box with 2 ring compressors in it, and a ring installing tool. And I went through my garage. I know it was in there, but when I cleaned the garage out and brought this car out of there to move it over here, the Chevy, I put it somewhere, and I just gave up trying to find it. So I've made this thing here, and I'm going to try it out. I'm not going to show you it too much right now because I'm not sure if it's going to work. I think it's going to work. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. So I'm going to set the tripod up here and try it out, and if it works, then we'll analyze it a bit deeper. All right? Okay. So I'm going to show you how I do this. And I haven't tried this. Well, I tried it on a piston just to see if it pressed the rings. But okay, so for the last, I don't know how many engines I've built. None recently, none within the last probably 10 years actually. But prior to that, I read an article, and I think it was written by Smokey Unick, and he installs his piston rings dry. So I've been doing that ever since I read that article with 0 issues. So I'm going to do that on this engine too. But what I do is I put a little bit of oil on the lower portion of the cylinder just for the piston skirt, so it has a bit of lubrication, and that's it. I don't put a whole bunch of oil on the rings. And I believe his reasoning was that if you oil the rings up, that oil just gets carboned up right away, and it can gum up the rings and cause problems. So I'm not rebuilding this engine per se. I just took it apart and cleaned it, honed the cylinders a little bit because there was some rust on the cylinders, and I'm reassembling it. So I didn't go crazy on these pistons cleaning them up. As you can see, there's still stuff on them, but I cleaned up the tops and around the piston rings and made sure the rings were all free. And so anyways, so I'm just reusing the rings, I'm reusing the bearings. I'm just doing this on the cheap because it's not, I just don't think this motor's worth dumping a bunch of money into. It's just an 8 to 1, or 8.5 to 1, 305 from 1975 or something. I don't know what year it is. I think it's a one-piece rear main seal, so it's somewhere around the 85, 86 range because it's a carbureted. I believe it's a carbureted engine. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So this thing, I don't know where I got this, but it fits beautifully onto the rod bolt. So I can just lay this on here. I don't have to worry about where the rod goes. It's just going to go right onto the rod journal without me having to worry about it. So another thing I like to do is make sure the ring gaps are not on the thrust surface of the cylinder. So the ring gaps I position on the side of the piston, and you know, and then I stagger them. So oil control gaps are here, and they're going to be what they're going to be. They're about 2 inches apart, which is okay. Rotate that, yeah, there. So there's a gap here, and a gap here on the oil control, and and there's a gap. Now the bottom compression ring is on this side, and I'll position the top one on this side. So now comes time to try out my tool, my ring compressor. So I'm just going to drive this piston in with this hammer. I'm going to use the nice rubber handle on the end. Knock it in there. Just do it here, right here. So I'll come back to this. I'm just going to go ahead and try it. Push the piston down so the ring compressor goes down against the cylinder, the deck. I got the crank rotated so the journal is all the way away from the bottom of the cylinder. And here we go, first attempt. Uh-oh. That ring escaped before it got in there. Push it back out a little bit. Grab it. The compressor must have hopped up a bit. No, it just doesn't want to do it. I think this isn't actually compressing enough. I'm gonna roll this over one more time here. I'll be back. Okay, made a little modification to the tool. Make sure that ring gap's in the right place. Try this again. Maybe I'll grab it a little closer to the bottom as well. Get it on the ring. Not the ring. Actually slipped out. Maybe this is a one great big fail, I don't know. Okay, now it's really compressing that, and I'll let my hammer go. I took it with me. Try something else. Yeah, there we go. It's in. Okay, so I'm going to button this one up. And I'm just going to go get my hammer. Get a different hammer. Oh, and for assembly lube, I'm just using grease. Put a little bit of grease on this journal here. Should have put it on the bearing before I stuffed it in there. Yeah, you got a different hammer. I like this one better. And I marked all these pistons as they came out in order. There's no marks on this cap, but I just used a little punch. Put punch marks in with numbers. This was number 8, so I didn't bother punching it. So now I'll just pull the guide tool off. Put it down right here. Put it down right here. Put it down right here. There we go. Perfect. And the rod cap, there's a little alignment tab on the shell that intersects with the slot in the cap, and so they have to be on the same side on the rod and the cap. You know, all this stuff is you know, I guess if you've never done it before, it's out there. You can find it on the internet, of course. You can find it on YouTube. I figured since I'm doing it, I might as well tell you what I'm doing, right? Everything's got to go back the way it came apart, obviously. So if you're paying attention when you take it apart, you'll be able to know how to put it back together. So I'm just going to snug this up here a little bit. Just not going to torque everything. I torque everything at the end. Okay, let's do one more. You know how easy that turns, like, even without lubrication. Of course, it'll get harder and harder to turn as I add pistons. You can hear it scraping the cylinder. So this is number, oh no. I thought that was number 8, but that's actually number, this is 1, 2, 5, that should have been 7. So I got to take it out. Yeah, it does matter. You can't do that. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I thought it looked funny. Amateur. How many of you guys caught that? When I'm talking number 8, stuffing into number 7. Okay, I'm just gonna rotate this around and install it in the proper spot. Okay, number 8. Then there's a little notch in the piston here. See that? That goes to the front. Okay. Squeezing the pliers. I'm going to tap the compressor down tight against the deck. Make sure the rod is square in there. Nuts are going to fall on the floor. Okay. Here we go. Smooth. See how the rod goes onto the tank now. Okay, I'm gonna roll this back over here and install number 7. Okay, so go out of the wrist pin because I washed these in solvent. We're taking all the oil away. A bit better job here. Oil than I did the other side. A little bit of oil on the bottom of the cylinder. Grease on the bearing. Before I forget, I'll put some on this. Just staying, I'll just put my tool on here. Notch in the top of the piston, facing forward. Feels really tight in there. Weird. Feels weird. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Crank needs to be turned down a bit. The rod was touching the... There we go. Okay. Something doesn't feel right. It's not right. Let me just make sure my ring gaps are in the right place. Yeah, there's no point in lining up the ring gaps. I mean, I would imagine the rings are going to go where they want to go eventually. I don't know if they... I haven't really studied that, if they rotate around on the piston or not. I don't have any idea. Maybe somebody can tell me. Like I said, I'm just doing this the way I do it. my compressor's getting sucked into the cylinder. This is really not really that working out that good, is it? Damage anything, so all good. A hunk of metal from the tin. Okay, so I made these little, you see these little dimples here, or whatever you want to call them. I said this wasn't a metal shaping video, but I had to shape this to make it. So anyways, let's make those are supposed to be there to prevent the compressor from getting sucked into the cylinder. So let's make them a little bigger. Okay. Let's see if we can do this again. Take 3 now. Just take 4. Yeah, so that should stay out of the cylinder. Maybe I was just squeezing it too hard. There we go. So get the idea, right? And maybe I should have made this out of a little heavier gauge material. But it works. Does what I want it to do. I'll give you a little closer look at it here and we'll talk about it.
You hear that dog barking? It's nuts.
I think these are 35 or 45 foot-pounds. Okay, so the tool, the ring compressor. So this, like I said, this is just a piece of HVAC, like sheet metal ducting. I think it's 1.5 inches wide, and you can see how I folded the ends over, and like I had to fold that one end over one more time just to get it to squeeze enough. And then these little, I don't know what you might call them, tucks, the little kind of like tucks. And these pliers, I don't know, I guess I made these for, I modified these for grabbing spring clips or something. And so I just had them, they work. You can modify any pair, I guess, you know, even maybe a pair of vice grips, you could just adjust it so it snaps shut. And you wouldn't have to worry about holding it, right? But anyways, that's a little metalworking project. And it's doing what I want it to do, so it's all good. So you got to watch the prototype being developed. I think I've seen these before. You can buy them. They've got a pair of pliers just like that. So anyway, that's enough of that. Just throw a garbage bag over this, keep it clean. All right. All right, that all went pretty well. Only problem I had was these little ruffles here, whatever you want to call them, tucks, ruffles. Because this material is so light, doesn't have a lot of strength, so when I was trying to punch the piston into the cylinder, this was getting dragged in with the rings. Because there's the piston's quite small at the top compared to where the skirt is, so this can easily get pulled in along with the rings. So anyways, if I was going to make another one of these, I'd make it out of like probably 18 gauge material. I don't know what this is. This is probably like 24 gauge. It's really thin stuff. So these little things don't have enough strength in them to hold their shape, so they were just flattening out. And anyways, I kind of got the hang of it at the end there, and at one point I went and made these a little bit bigger, but just to have the right amount of squeeze on it so that this isn't getting dragged in with the piston. So on the last two I got it down pretty good. So anyways, it served its purpose. You know, for what the time it took me to make this thing, it was less time for me to drive to town and get a ring compressor, and probably a lot less time than it would have taken me to find mine. So it's all good, did the job. Oh, and I've been thanking a lot of people on this video, and I'm going to thank some more people coming up here. But one person I forgot to mention was my brother-in-law Simon. So, hi Simon, thanks. And one other thing I want to mention too is when you're putting these pistons in, and say if you put a piston assembly in and snugged up the rod bolts, and all of a sudden it got really hard to turn, you'd know you had a clearance issue with that particular rod bearing. Ideally, when you're assembling an engine, especially if you're assembling an engine that's had a crank machined and you had the rods resized and you're putting new bearings in, you'd want to you know, ultimately the ultimate method is to use a micrometer on the journals, measure them, get the size, and then torque the rod nuts, rod bolts up with caps on and everything, and mic the inside, and then do some math and figure out what your clearances are. But there's a cheap and dirty way to do it. Is with stuff called plastic gauge. And like I said, if it was a new assembly and everything was new, I would have done that. But because this is all used parts, I'm putting the parts back where they came from. And I can tell, you know, I mean, I can't tell what the clearances are, but I can tell by looking at this thing that it's not worn out. So maybe you might think that's reckless, going through all this work to do this, but I've done enough of these. I know what to expect. I know what worn out junk looks like, and this isn't the greatest engine. It's not. I wouldn't look at this and say, wow, this thing is super clean, super nice. It's got some miles on it. It's got some wear in it, but it's not to the point where I could see brass on the bearings or anything. So I know it's going to be okay. So like I said, it's just a quick and dirty solution for this truck. It's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. It's going to serve them well for the next couple of years or so. And anyway, so that's just something to look for. Like I said, if it gets hard to rotate, then you know you got a problem. I was turning this by hand up until like the last 3 pistons had to go in. So I didn't have to get a bar on it until I think the last 2 actually. So I mean, it's nice and free rotating. So it's all going to be good. All right. All right, there we go. So, you know, I guess there's a couple other people I should thank maybe. A couple of my buddies. Gary, I know he watches all my videos, or a lot of them. Mark, he says he watches them all. And my little nephew, John, and his dad, Sean. I know they watch my videos, so thank you. Thanks for watching. And thanks to everybody else. Obviously, I mean, people are watching my videos. And so I guess not my last video. My last video was on this engine. If you're interested in diagnosing poorly built engines, you could watch that one. But anyways, the video before that, it's one of my metal shaping videos where I make a repair panel for the inside header of the 50 Chevy. So I kind of tried something a little different for the thumbnail, and if you've watched it, you know what I did. But anyways, in the thumbnail there's a picture of me with the sledgehammer going at the roof, and then on the thumbnail I wrote hitting the roof. So it's a little play on words, right? I'm hitting the when you let's hit this. Let's get to work. But I did write on the top in little letters something to the effect of repairing the roof header or something. So it was a little, I guess it was clickbait, sort of. But I really don't know I've had a couple of comments on it, not a lot. But that video is over 20,000 views, and that's, for me, that's the best number of views that I've gotten ever on a video, and that was in I think it's on day 13, so it's 21,000 views. I think in the last 48 hours it's gotten like 8,000 views. So that's huge for me. So I don't know if it, People just wanted to see me smash something. I think that's pretty. I think that's I think that's a kind of a theme on YouTube. People want they want to watch people wreck stuff. But anyways, it's gotten about 90 thumbs up, 100% thumbs up. I've gained 44 subscribers from that video. The average view time is like 1.5 minutes, so some people are clicking on it and then clicking away right away, obviously. I know 44 people liked it. Well, I know 88 people liked it because they gave me a thumbs up. I know 44 people were so impressed that they subscribed. So, I mean, I guess some of the thumbs up might have come from my subscribers, so that would explain that. But anyways, I'm just kind of experimenting a little bit, and I don't want to get into the clickbait thing. I kind of hate it. I just thought, yeah, I'd just try it. It's not, I guess it's clickbait, but anyways. I don't know if that's why I got so many views. Could be. I think that's just judging by the view length of views, the 1.5 minutes people are spending on average, kind of indicates that that's why people are clicking on it, because they want to see me smash something. But anyways, for those people that wanted to see me smash something, I did smash metal. I smashed metal all the way through to shape it into a usable part. So you got to see me smash something if you stuck around. So anyways, for those that wanted to see destruction, go to what's that crazy guy's name? Crazy channel. That kid that's always wrecking stuff. I don't know. That's how impressed I am with him. But anyways, something diesel. I think. Anyways, there's lots of people on YouTube wrecking stuff just for whatever reason. I don't really get it. But anyways. So anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to all my subscribers, all my friends out there. Hello. Really appreciate it. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. So I'll see you next time.